Child, innocent as starlight, veil spread against the moon. Seed planted with intention, faith struggling with roots. Soul tattooed in a garden, feet firm on changing ground. Scars, echoes for tomorrow. Love circling around. Thoughts lost in the flowers, tales washed away in waves. Storm, beautiful in power. I remember what you gave. Sky whispering like heaven, dreams shouting from the past. Chains fading into thought light, wings on butterflies at last. Gold fables with red letters, true once upon a time. Found freedom in the waters, peace, freedom of my mind. Thoughts lost in the flowers, tales washed away in waves. Storm, beautiful in power. I remember what you gave. With you as my love, well, I don't need nothing. Yeah, I don't need nothing. With you as my love, I don't need the sky, I don't need its thunder. Only you. Only for you I would walk on the highest wire, run myself into the wildest fires. I fight through the thickest bramble and briar just to get to you, my lily of the field. With you as my love, well, time does not take, time doesn't take. With you as my love, it only gives to me more of your sweet sweet loving. Only for you I would walk on the highest wire, run myself into the wildest fire. I'd fight through the thickest bramble and briar just to get to you, my lily of the field. Myself into the wildest fire, but only for you I would walk on the highest wire, run myself into the wildest fires, and fight through the thickest of mud in the mire just to get to you, lily of the field.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Nottinghamshire Registration Services, and more importantly, on behalf of Anthony and Amy, a very warm welcome to the Nottinghamshire Golf and Country Club on this very special occasion. My name is Claire Owen, and it's my absolute pleasure to conduct the marriage ceremony for you today. My colleague and fellow registrars, Denise and Rachel, are here to ensure the legality of today's proceedings. Before we begin the ceremony, it is my duty to inform you that this place in which we are now met has been duly sanctioned according to the law for the celebration of marriages. Are you both ready?
Yep.
Yes. No pressure, Anthony, but you go first. It's your full name, Anthony Joseph Halford.
Anthony Joseph Halford.
Just say yes.
Yeah.
It's your full name, Anthony Joseph Halford. It's a good start, Anthony.
I thought you were asking my name. Told you I was bad.
All right. It's your full name.
Yes.
Perfect. Now we know not what to do it. It's your full name, Amy Rebecca Ward.
Repeat what I said. Thought we were starting.
We are here to witness the joining in matrimony of Anthony Joseph Halford and Amy Rebecca Ward. If any person here present knows of any lawful impediment why Anthony and Amy should not be joined in matrimony, they must declare it now. Oh, very well behaved, they can have them. Say no. Anthony and Amy have chosen today as their wedding day, a celebration of their commitment now and for their future together. Marriage is a confirmation of the love, respect and friendship they have for each other. The vows they will exchange will unite them as husband and wife, with words that are a pledge of their love and a promise of lifelong dedication. From the earliest of times, couples have sought to unify their individual lives through the security of marriage. Hopes, dreams and aspirations are brought together on a wedding day to be shared and developed in order that the lives of both may be best fulfilled through the great journey that is marriage. It is a mutual enrichment, a give and take between two people, and a mingling of two characters which diminish neither, but enhances both. So before you are joined in matrimony, I have to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the vows you are about to make. Marriage, according to the law of this country, is the union of two people voluntarily entered into for life to the exclusion of all others. So Anthony, are you ready now? Are you sure?
It's only going to get fucking
Okay,
worse.
listen. Okay, do you, Anthony Joseph Halford, freely consent to be joined in marriage to Amy Rebecca Ward?
I do.
Yes. And do you, Amy Rebecca Ward, freely consent to be joined in marriage to Anthony Joseph Halford?
I do.
We've got a marriage. Hooray.
Not yet. A bit more.
So, I shall now ask each of you in turn to declare that to the best of your knowledge and belief, there is no lawful reason why you should not be married to each other. Again, Anthony, no pressure, but you're going first.
Oh, I don't.
So, you ready? You're going to repeat after me. No, a bit more this time for me, Anthony. Okay, you're going to repeat after me. You ready?
Yeah.
I do
I do
solemnly declare
solemnly declare
that I know
that I know
not of any lawful impediment.
that I do
Let's do that
not
again. That I know not
that I know not
of any lawful
that of any lawful
impediment
impediment
why I,
why
Anthony
Anthony Joseph Alfred
may not be joined
may not be joined
in matrimony
in matrimony
to Amy Rebecca Ward.
to Amy Rebecca Ward.
Perfect. Amy, repeat after me. I do solemnly declare
I do solemnly declare
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediment
of any lawful impediment
why I, Amy Rebecca Ward,
why I, Amy Rebecca Ward,
may not be joined
may not be joined
in matrimony to
In
Anthony
matrimony.
Joseph Alfred.
to Anthony Joseph Alford.
All right, well.
Anthony and Amy have chosen to exchange rings, a traditional and ancient way of sealing the marriage vows. The wedding ring is an unbroken circle, symbolising everlasting love, and is the outward sign of the lifelong promises that have been made to each other today. So Liam, it's your big moment. Come up. Not the yellow box.
Are they in it?
Okay. So, let me take that from you. Now, stop shaking your duties. Right. So, are you ready, Anthony?
Yep.
So, ring finger, left hand.
That one.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
That one. All the way down for me. Get that ring on. Make sure it's on. It's not coming off.
Nervous.
Yes, that's the one. And hold her hand and repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol
as a symbol
of our love and marriage.
of our love and marriage.
And then this is your promise you want to make to me.
All that I have to give to you, all that I share with you, I promise to give you my love, my friendship, to confide in you and comfort you, to trust you and support you. I promise to be there when you need me the most, always and forever.
Thank you. Come on, Liam. Now she can have it. She can have the ring now. Yellow box. Yellow box.
Are we all right here? What? Oh, sorry.
Right. Ring finger, left hand. Get that ring all the way on, Amy. Come on. It's not coming off again. That's it. Keep hold of his hand and repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of our love and marriage.
as a symbol of our love and marriage.
And the promise you're making to Anthony today.
All that I have, I give to you. All that I am, I share with you.
Go on, babe. Go on.
I promise to give you my love and friendship. To confide and comfort you. Trust and support you. To be there when you need me the most. Always and forever.
Anthony and Amy are now going to make their binding contract of marriage to each other. So we ask for those who are able to please stand and support them while they do this.
Yeah, they're married. Looking beautiful. Look stunning.
Right. Are you both ready?
Yep.
Right. Look at Amy. You're marrying her. Look at her. And you're going to repeat after me, Anthony. Okay?
Yep.
Okay. Nice loud voice, Anthony. I call upon these persons here present
I call on these persons here present
to witness that I,
to witness that I,
Anthony Joseph Halford,
Anthony Joseph Alford,
do take thee,
do take thee,
Amy Rebecca Ward,
Amy Rebecca Ward,
to be my lawful wedded wife.
to be my lawful wedded wife.
Perfect. And Amy, you can repeat after me. I call upon these persons here present
I call upon these persons here present
to witness that I,
to witness that I,
Amy Rebecca Ward,
Amy Rebecca Ward,
do take thee,
do take thee,
Anthony Joseph Halford,
Anthony Joseph Halford,
to be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband.
Anthony and Amy, this is the start of the new chapter in your lives together. We hope that the feeling of love you very clearly have for each other continues to grow stronger throughout the years to come. You have declared your commitment in the presence of your family, friends and witnesses. You have made solemn and binding promises. You have symbolised your marriage by the joining of hands and the giving and receiving of rings. It is with my very great pleasure I can declare you are legally joined together as husband and wife. And to kiss your Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to take a seat.
Right, I'd just like to say thank you and welcome to you all here. Obviously, I'm the bride's father. I go by a multitude of names. Idiot, foolish, idiot again, gag, Daddy Ward, and everything else that goes. 33 years ago, I looked down to one of the most beautiful sights I've ever seen in my life. And today, I just saw what that beautiful baby had become. Absolutely stunning. And I think you're a very lucky man. But the one thing you got to learn about Anne is not the brightest lamp in the cabin. You know what I mean? He can't keep a secret. He says to me, he says, "Oh, you like books, don't you, Dave?" I says, "Oh, yeah." He says, "Oh, you got some for Christmas. This is like November." I said, "Oh, thanks a lot. Yeah, absolute diamond." Amy don't suffer fools, as you all know, but she's suffered me for long enough, so there's still hope yet. When she's growing up at school, never really had any problems with her. She just wanted everything that she could get. Didn't matter how hard, if it was unachievable, she achieved it. When she went to work, she did the same. In fact, she was that dedicated at work, she actually put her own hand in the shredder, which is not advisable, but it hurts. And now it's all come to this. It's amazing. She went to work with me once, and our Dan, who was on Brighton Beach, and my dad had said, "Oh, can you get some pebbles?" I said, "Yeah, the kids will get them." So they've got the pebbles, but she weren't going to carry on. She put them all in Dan's pockets, which snapped his bow, and the police were coming down, and I'd just got 2 shadows and statues, and then she left him to fend for himself, didn't you? And I'd also like to thank Lise as well, because a lot of the time I weren't there, because I worked away. And without Lise, she wouldn't have become the woman she's become. I can't take all the credit, I really can't. Family to me has got to be the most important thing ever, because without your family, you've got nothing. And it's all the love that you do feel. And you know, when I walked in with our Amy this morning, you choked me. Every one of you choked me.
Thank you, babe.
It was, you always choke me, you do. And there's a lot of adults here who go away with our Amy on these adventures. And 3 o'clock in the morning, Jones there, Daddy Ward, Daddy Ward. She's playing Tigger, she's not letting me sleep. She's absolutely, as you know, Sean, what she's like for drinking. And everybody else. But she always gets up in the morning,
They all love me.
never ever has an hangover. So what I'd like to do is, would you all stand up and just raise your glasses, please, to Mr. and Mrs. Ward. Halford! Cheers!
It should have been a bloody award.
I'd like to thank Dave for the speech there on behalf of me and Amy. I'd also like to thank the guests for coming on behalf of me and my wife. See Mark, is it? Oh, sorry. Has he turned it off? That's even better. I'd like to thank the guests for coming on behalf of me and my wife, Amy. Jesus. This is a struggle. I'd like to thank Dave and Lisa for raising the daughter they've raised. God, it's coming.
Do you want me to do it? Could you leave me to these speeches?
No, it's not going to be long, mate.
I'll be doing this speech.
I'd like to thank Liam for being my best man. The best mate all my life. Don't listen to a word that lad said. Thanks. It'll be all bullshit. And I'd like to thank Dale, Kurt, Edward, Sean, Dan, and my brother Sean for leading up to the wedding. I'd like to thank Whitney for the ties and this morning. I'd like to thank Reese for the lift. I can do it. I think I can carry on. I think I can do it. I'd like to thank Lynn and Phil for the wedding dress Amy's got on today. She looks absolutely beautiful. Come forward, Lynn. Got some flowers for you.
Okay.
These ones. Take a mate, this is. Thank you very much. Thank you. I've also got some for you, Lisa. Some flowers. Yep.
That rhymes with my dad.
And don't forget you, Dave. I've always got something for you. Maybe a kiss. It's some of them, maybe.
Yeah, no tongue.
No tongues this time. People are watching. I'd like to thank the bridesmaids for helping planning the endo. Thanks to Shelley, Sean, Kelly, Donna, and Anne-Marie.
Closer.
Yeah? Sorry, did we miss all that? Don't want to repeat. I'd like to thank the bridesmaids, Shelley, Sean, Kelly, Donna, and Anne-Marie.
Great job.
I'd also like to thank the stag do. All the lads who come on the stag do. And everyone's been involved in this whole wedding. See how stunning my wife looks. Hey, how amazing does she look?
Amazing.
I love you, Amy Ward. Nah, Amy Alford. Amy Alford. You're amazing, and I love you. You look stunning. I love you to bits.
Good afternoon. For those that you don't know, I'm Liam, Anthony's best mate and best man. First off, I'd like to congratulate Anthony and Amy on finally tying the knot and picking an amazing place to get married. You both worked really hard the past 2 years and deserve this big day. I've known Ant for 27 years. We're now both 36. When Anthony was a kid, it could be quite mischievous, all the way through junior school, through senior school, up until the age of about 34. And I've never seen him cry as much as he's cried today for all them years. The floor was a bit wet up there. I thought something else had happened, but it was all right. It was all right. Anthony likes to eat out, especially enjoys Italian food. He also has a way with words. Once, when ordering his Italian food, he asked the waiter for the salamone. The waiter gives him a strange look and replies, "I think you mean the salmon, pal." Not long after, he had another meal in the same restaurant. I asked him what he had. He said he had the Luigi, which he really enjoyed. I said, "What's in the Luigi?" He said, "It's like spaghetti, but it's rolled out flat." Turns out he didn't have the Luigi, he had the linguine. Even though sometimes it can be a bit daft, sometimes it can be a bit mischievous, for 27 years he's always been there to help me out. For anyone that knows him, I'm sure he's done the same for them as well. Before I finish, I'd like to do two things. The first thing that's important to Ant, and that's for everyone to raise a toast to his mum, Wendy, and to his dad, Morris. To Wendy and Morris. I love you to bits. Lastly, I'd like everyone to raise a glass and toast the new Mr. and Mrs. Halford. I wish you both all the best. To Anthony, Amy. All right, that's me done. It's been an amazing day. Hope everyone has a wicked night. All the best. Nice one. Thank you.
I'm here today because on the 7th of June 2020, my dad proposed to a supermodel, or so they say my mum. I love my dad because he's loving, caring, strong, and if someone is mean to me, he will unite to them. And he always puts me first and puts a smile on my face. He's the best and always takes me to the shop and spends loads of money on me. I am so good. Okay, the part you've all been waiting for. She's amazing. She's beautiful, everything you could wish for. I love her with all my heart. She's loving, caring, gorgeous, and absolutely amazing. And if someone says you look like your mum, I will say I'm not married or that pretty.
When you first told me your name, I didn't hear a word you said, but it was written all over my face. Should've known it was you I would love until the end. Ooh. When you made it down the aisle, every moment stole my breath. Bet you could see it in my smile. Should've known it was you I would love until the end. I don't know where this road leads. All I know is I wanna go with you in a life where there's no sure things. I am sure I wanna live it with you. If you look into my eyes, when our time down here is spent, it's in every single line. Hope you know it was you that I loved until the end. Ooh. Life looked in a different lane, but here in your arms I can't leave now, 'cause I don't wanna let go of this. Got lost somewhere along the way, chasing the grass that looked greener, lost sight of my reason to stay. But one look from you draws me nearer, so I don't wanna let go. Love has a funny way of growing for those that don't mind slowing down. Time is as fleeting as the sunset, hiding in the evening clouds. So live with me here in this moment now. I've started to notice a change, and every morning I see you, lovely in all kinds of ways. I can't express what it means to me when I come home to this. Love has a funny way of growing for those that don't mind slowing down. Oh, time is as fleeting as the sunset, hiding in the evening clouds. So live with me here in this moment now. Oh, live with me here in this moment. Love has a funny way of growing for those that don't mind slowing down. Time is as fleeting as a sunset, hiding in the evening clouds. So live with me